Welcome to the Kate and Kay Show.
Today we're looking at the 21st book of the Bible, which is
Ecclesiastes.
Now, in this book we're introduced to a man called the Teacher. And over again he says, Hevel, Hevel, everything is Hevel. The word Hevel means smoke or vapour. It's here one minute and gone the next, a bit like bubbles. And it's a bit of a mystery. It looks solid and fragile. It looks solid, but it's fragile. It distorts the world when you look through it. It's a bit of an enigma.
So this week's challenge for you all is to get some bubbles and see how many you can pop. Set yourself a time limit, see if you can beat it. Here's a video of me and Emily having a go earlier.
Pop them all! 1 minute they're here, the next they're gone.
3 key words to describe the book of Ecclesiastes are meaning, investigation, perspective.
In his opening poem, the teacher says that if your whole focus is about working and achieving in order to bring meaning to your life, you need to stop and consider how time keeps on going. For all the human effort that takes place in the world, nothing really changes. Sure, we develop technology and entire nations rise and fall, but go climb a mountain and see if it cares, he says. That mountain was there long before any of us, and it will remain there long after we have gone. 100 years from now, no one will remember you or me or anything we've done. But that mountain will still be there, and the ocean will still be breaking on the beach, and the sun will still rise and set. Time will eventually erase you and me and everything else. The teacher thinks we spend most of our time investing energy and efforts and emotions into things like money and pleasure and status and careers that ultimately have no lasting meaning or significance because they don't last. We can chase after getting the best grades at school, but illness might prevent us from using them to get a job. We can chase after a pleasure, live for the holidays or partying hard at weekends, but Monday always comes. We can chase after a job or a promotion, but then lose our job. We can chase after getting all the best toys or gadgets, but things break or wear down over time. We can chase after friendships or family, but people will always let us down. Running after all these things are like chasing the wind, like bubbles. Here 1 minute, gone the next. We cannot predict or control the things that will happen to us. I first talked about the book of Ecclesiastes at Riverside Church the last Sunday we had before we went into lockdown. Who back then could have predicted how these last 5 months would have gone? Hasn't coronavirus taught us that we can't control what happens to us? Who would have thought a few months ago that this is where we would be? And the truth is, we still don't know exactly how things are going to pan out. So what do we do? How do we live life in the midst of all of this meaninglessness? The writer of Ecclesiastes finishes the book with these words.
A key verse from Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verses 13 and 14. Now all has been heard. Here is the conclusion of the matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the duty of all mankind. For God will bring every deed into judgment, including every hidden thing, whether it is good or evil.
Well, the teacher who wrote Ecclesiastes acknowledges the wisdom of the book of Proverbs, that living with a fear of the Lord and keeping his commandments is the best way to live, and that life generally will go better for you, that this is the best way to live. But he also acknowledges that it isn't a guarantee, and so he says we should accept that all of life is out of our control. He says learn to live with an open hand, because the one thing we can control is our attitude towards the present moment. This frees us to enjoy the good gifts that God has given us, to enjoy a fun conversation with a friend, or a delicious meal, or the sun on your face, without worry about how things are going to turn out. I can enjoy life as I experience it, rather than striving for what I think my life should be like. There is much in this life that is uncertain, but what we can be certain about is that God is good and he is in control. He's in control of all the good things we experience and all of the bad things we experience. Even when we don't know how things will end up, he does. The teacher finishes by saying that ultimately God will do away with all the bad things and bring justice. And knowing that, living like we believe that, is the only thing that can bring meaning into our lives.
What's the 21st book of the Bible? Genesis,
Exodus,
Leviticus,
Numbers,
Deuteronomy,
Joshua,
Judges,
Ruth,
1 Samuel,
2 Samuel,
1 Kings,
2 Kings,
1 Chronicles,
2 Chronicles,
Ezra,
Nehemiah,
Esther,
Job, Psalms,
Proverbs, Ecclesiastes.
This is the last KNK show that we'll have of this season. We've enjoyed making them and sharing the books of the Bible with you, but we've decided to end season 1 here. Maybe we'll be back for season 2 in the future.
Definitely.
Keep an eye out for next week's special episode to finish off this series. We hope you enjoy looking at all the things that we got wrong. Bye.
Bye.